For those of you you can't see me, I'm slapping you in the face right now. You know, when you don't want to do the easy shit or the mundane shit or the shit nobody wants to do, everybody wants to be, I want to be a millionaire. I want to win the NBA. I want to be world champion at whatever, but we don't want to work hard enough to get there. It was Bobby Knight said, everybody wants to be a winner, but nobody wants to do what it takes to get there. And what it takes to get there is the boring, mundane shit. It's putting $100 a week every freaking Monday, whether you want to or not. It's sitting down and returning your damn phone calls. Nobody likes to return phone calls. It's not a fun ass thing to do, but you got to do it. You got to pick your pain, baby. There's so many things when I read these Facebook posts, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration to talk about from listening to you folks talk out there, because mostly what you're saying is the same thing everybody says and everybody feels. And this process, there was many examples in the past 1 week of people that they slipped. I slipped on number 3. I slipped on number 5. I slipped on this. I'm going out and I forgot and I skipped the consultation. You know what's going to happen if you don't stick to the plan. You're going to screw yourself. How many of you have had that sick ass feeling driving out to a consultation, even since you've been in the mastermind group, and you know damn well you shouldn't be driving out to the consultation? If you've ever done that and you know the feeling, and you're probably saying to yourself, oh, thank God Derek or Tom or Steve's not sitting right next to me, because we would be going, what the f are you doing? You know, because Mike Carrillo said, you know what? You got to pick your pain. You got to go through the pain of learning your process, sticking to your process, or you're going to pick the other pain. And the other pain is getting kicked out of the backyard or getting rejected when it's your own damn fault. Because if you go out to the backyard and you walk away without a deposit check, more times than not, it's your fault, not theirs. Your fault. Because now you're armed. You're armed with the tools and the weapons that you need to go get what you want in this world and in this life and in this job. You got the weapons now. You didn't have the weapons before you joined the club. This is a goddamn weapons club, man. You join this stuff and we're going to arm your ass up with the shit you need, but you got to use it. You got to use it. You don't use it, you get what you get. Neil Christensen said it best, man. He came and he listened to the webinar. I think it was the webinar that Marcus Sheridan came from. And he put a quote out there that I thought was so damn good. Because Marcus Sheridan, the true art of communication is truly about asking the right questions. And that's what the whole Shin Fu is all about. That's what the great communicators in the world are all about. Have you ever sat with someone who's a relatively total stranger to you, and at the end of the conversation, you thought to yourself, man, I told that person a lot of stuff about myself I would never tell anyone? Have you ever done that before? Chat box, let me see it. Come on, have you ever done that before? Tell people you were like going, what am I telling these people that for? Because they're great communicators. And the reason why you tell them, yeah, Tim says bartender. You know why you talk to the bartender besides you're drunk, probably? But there's no perceived judgment. You know, and I'll just use myself as an example. If you talk to me, I'm going to know all about your finances like pretty damn fast. And you tell me all about your finances pretty damn fast, and you would never tell that about strangers at all, because you know I am trying to help you get better with the finances, and if you bullshit me, it's not going to be helpful to anybody. So you know that I come from a good place in my heart, and that's what these people that are great communicators are, and that's what you got to become. And it's hard to do this, but it takes a lot of practice. It's that mundane practice stuff again. You got to learn how to ask questions so people on the other end of the telephone actually give you an answer because they know you're trying to help them. You're not trying to scam them out of money. You're not trying to beat them up on, or force them to do anything they don't want to do. You're trying to get to the real truth, the real bottom. And Marcus said something in at the 54:42 mark of the replay that Marcus got on the webinar, and said talking about other contractors, they see the world in the form of answers. I see the world in the form of questions. So the answers is what we all used to be, puking all over the customer, spewing they don't really care about. And of course, now we see the world differently. It's a hard transition. Just a simple concept of learning to shut your mouth. How hard was that for you? On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being really hard, how hard for you to learn how to shut your mouth was it? I know just today, I mean, I've got so many leads coming in, it's ridiculous. And I'm going to talk a bit about this later, but I the same thing. I have the ability actually to remove myself from the sales process, and I overlook me. So I got me and the customer, and then here's me again. I watch my conversation. There goes Steve. There goes the customer. There goes Steve. The customers, he threw a wrench in there. Come on, Steve, you can do it. How many of you do that while you're going through the sales process? You can actually evaluate you and the performance as it's going on. Can you do that yet? Yeah.
It is like a mono-bodied experience. I mean, you get to the point and it's just, yeah, you're looking down going, good job. Oh, dumbass.
Yeah.
Good job. Dumbass.
So Turpin says he can do it too. And it's a hard thing to get to. But you actually can critique yourself live time while it's all going on. And if you're good about it, I mean, if you're honest with yourself, you'd like Derek said, Steve, you're a dumbass. That was stupid. That was stupid. Okay. Broop, broop, broop. Back it up, back it up, back it up.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
How do we fix this one? So that's what can happen. But the good folks, I just wanted to share this notion that's how you should see this whole pre-phone qualification in terms of questions and not in terms of puke, right? And Jason Turpin has the greatest thing. When you find yourself just shoveling, just shut up.
I dodged a bullet with Aaron this morning. It was something to do with the garden center and ordering material and where plants were placed, and I had the greatest idea. And I went, I need to share this with Erin. She's back there with Hayes. Let me share where she should put this. And I went, actually, I'm going to go to my office, and turned around and walked out. Because it was not going to work.
That's a whole different topic. So I also want to share a word track by Mike Carrillo. Derek is like the master of word tracks. I love how he puts all this stuff together. But Mike was down to the customer's pond. And this is a customer, 18 years. I think I built this pond in year 2. So customer is probably 17, 16 years old for us. And he lives in a beautiful little condo in DC. The condo is probably $1 million. It's a little dinky thing, but that's just what they are here. And so it's in a very wealthy neighborhood. And of course, his lights are whatever they are, 12 years old. So whole new set of lights was going to cost $1,700. So the guy sends an email back to Mike going, oh, I got $15,000 for the AC. I owe $6,000 in back taxes. I got to spend $4,000 to fix my roof, which is weird because he lives in a condo. And so Mike just calmly says, yep. And the guy goes, oh yeah, now you want $1,700 for the lights in my pond. And Mike goes, yep. And the smallest of all the expenses brings you the most amount of enjoyment. Just let me know when you're ready. And I thought that was perfectly said. So for the new guys, there is thing, and I get these every single day, and it's called Driven to Excel. So I want to tell you, the 5 new guys in here, you need to go find this site and just sign up for it. You got to give the guy your email, and every day he puts out a customer, he's all about customer experience. He's used to work with our group for a year or 2. He's done some speaking and webinars with us. And he puts out these tips, of which I guess, in my opinion, one a week is amazing. One a week is really good. The other three, not so much. But that's okay. It's free. It comes every day. And I want to just share two of his tips with you. And I think most of the people in our group get this stuff. But if you don't get it, I want you to. How many of y'all get the tips? How many of you get Steve Dorfman's Driven to Excel tips in here? So if you don't get the tips, you should, because they're free and it's just an email. He doesn't bug you. He's not selling anything. He's just offering up some tips for you. So you should get this stuff. And let me address the one on the right hand side, impeccable attitude, because you need to be patient and check your arrogance at the curb while you're shin-fooing. And it says right here, you might be the best at what you do, but if you're arrogant about that, the people still will say no to you, because people want to deal with people they like. That's really what they want. Now, I'm not saying there's not a population of people out there to save a nickel. They'll actually pick the cheap guy and get dumped on. In fact, one of the latest word tracks, I go through so many leads and they love me, but when I get to the money, what do they say to me? What do you think they say? I'm talking 80%. And I get 5-6 leads a day here. So 4 or 5 of them are telling me no. They get to the money, and I said, and I'm trying to figure it out. How can I say, are you really that freaking stupid? You get what you pay for in life. There's a reason why the guy that's charging $400 and I want $1,200, he don't answer his phone. You haven't got him in 2 years. He's out of business, whatever. We've all heard that stuff. They're not comparing the shit service they got with your service. They're comparing the lowball price he gave compared to your price, right? So how do you tell someone that they're freaking stupid and that there's a reason why the guy was $400 and you're $1,200? Well, I'm experimenting with that. I said, look, I understand we're the high price guy here, company. I know that. In fact, the truth is, if you were trying to get your car fixed and you're calling dealership after dealership to get it fixed, you've pretty much called the Mercedes-Benz dealership. This is what I tell them. So these are word things that I use so they understand. Oh, that's right. I've called the Mercedes-Benz guy. I said, look, people that hire us only hire us for 2 reasons. One, they want their frustration removed, period. And number 2, they want it removed while being treated in a respectful manner. Like show up on time, answer the phone, little things like that. So I know we're not for everybody. That's what I'm using now. Do they go, damn right, Steve, take my credit card? No. It sways a few of them, but most of them still don't. They're still going, you know what? I'd rather save a couple of $100 and get